Errol Spence rips Keith Thurman. One-time Thurman doesn't believe he should be on the top 5 list, and he has to roast him in public about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It does help the channel. I help, and do my promotional gig. And it helps me. It helps grow the channel and keep things moving smoothly. Fox, PBC, they've done a great job 2019. Can't wait to see what's in store. Ring Magazine just came out with this list. Welterweight rankings according to Ring Magazine. In at number 1, they have Errol Spence. In at number 2, Terrence Crawford. 3, Manny Pacquiao. 4, they have Keith Thurman. And in at number 5, they have Showtime, Sean Porter. And I was just doing a video and talking about it. Check out that previous video. And I noticed this. You look in the comments and Errol Spence under his verified, you see the verified check mark. He says, "Why Thurman on here?" Crying emoji. And he got a bunch of likes and stuff. So he took a little jab at Keith One-Time Thurman. And I thought this was funny. But I do think Thurman should be on the list. Absolutely. I know Spence is probably still, kind of reveling and upset because the big fight that he wanted was Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman. He wanted to fight Keith Thurman for quite a while, and it never manifested. Keith Thurman always seemed to kind of have a reason why he shouldn't fight and why it wasn't going to happen and stuff like that. So I think he's just poking some fun at Keith Thurman. But I still want to see the fight. But there's a lot going on. Errol Spence, he was in a bad car accident, so we got to see how he looks. There's Errol Spence, Danny, and Keith Thurman. I mean, this is just great TV. And in the welterweight division, which has always been a popping division historically in boxing, PBC and Al Heyman got it popping. They got, clean-cut dudes, 3 of them right here. Sean Porter is another one. And they got Manny Pacquiao at least for one more fight. Pacquiao has one more fight on his Al Heyman contract. After that, I don't know if he's going to retire, if he's going to re-up or fight Floyd. I don't know what he's going to do. But ton of options. And you see 3 of the options that are right here on this table. And, Errol Spence, if he's the same fighter after the accident, then, it's going to be good fights. Keith Thurman showed me a lot in his fight with Pacquiao. He showed that he still has heart, because I questioned if he wanted to even be a boxer anymore because he wasn't really present. Everybody else was working, and then you had Keith Thurman who, he just always had something going on. He was talking about, playing the flute and sitting Indian style, and I don't know, he just seemed kind of absent. Everybody else was working and talking about the fights, and I remember one year he said, "This is my get back year," and then he didn't even fight that year. It just kept getting injured, or that's what they said. But he showed me some in the Jose Cito Lopez fight because he got hurt in that fight and held on, stayed like a true champion, and also in the Pacquiao fight. So Errol Spence just taunting him. Can't wait to see him heal up and get back in the ring. There's a lot of good fights, a lot of stuff going on. And Terrence Crawford, has been calling out Errol Spence. I just don't see that making the type of pressure that Crawford is expecting because he's an outsider. And ultimately, you looked at the Ring Magazine list. Out of the top 6 welterweights, 5 of them, all 5 of them. It's not like some are with DAZN, some are with ESPN. 5 out of 6 are with Al Heyman. So they can fight for the net, because you have to keep in mind, these fighters are only fighting at the big name fighters that are making money. They're fighting like a maximum of 2 years. Like I said, Keith Thurman went a year where he didn't even fight nobody, but at best, these fighters are fighting 2 times a year. One time if they get injured, like Keith Thurman's nickname, one time, So if you look at how many players they have, 5 out of 6 fighting 2 times a year, and not including guys like Ugas, guys like Jose Cito Lopez, mandatory obligations, rematches, different things like that, then the PBC guys, if they wanted to starve out Crawford, they could be booked up with good, meaningful fights for the next several years. next several years. And that's a scary proposition for a guy like Terrence Crawford, because he's on the outside looking in. You know, he's with Top Rank, and Top Rank doesn't have the juice and they don't have the pull to force, you know, you can't force somebody to fight you. You can't force a champion to fight, you know. And how long do we wait for like Mayweather and Pacquiao and, you know, other fights like Amir Khan, Kell Brook? They still haven't fought. So I just don't know what Terrence Crawford can do. He's, you know, he's like kicking up some dust and stuff like that, but I just don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do, you know, because these guys can fight rematches that'll be bigger than any fight that Top Rank can get for Terrence Crawford, at least that I can see. Terrence Crawford doesn't even have viable rematches because he already destroyed him. You know, he knocked out Jose Benavidez. He knocked out Jeff Horn, and then he moved up in weight. Jeff Horn, you know, he knocked out Mean Machine and dropped him 3 times. He's already beat Amir Khan, made him quit. So none of those would even be good rematches. Very interesting times. Welterweight, as always, historically and now, is popping. There's a lot of guys in that division. You know, Errol Spence poking fun at Keith Thurman, but I think Keith Thurman will be back. I can't wait to see who these guys fight. You know, I'm waiting for an email from PBC or something announcing some of these fights. 2020 is lit. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.